Okay, so the Vectis Prime, our newest Prime weapon, the white and gold trimmed version of our original Vectis, which arrived in the same update as Ash Prime and of course Ballbag Prime. So the thing about sniper rifles in Warframe is that they are a pretty unique weapon set, used by a very unique set of players. You won't see many players using sniper rifles in random matches or public matches because it's not much fun trying to compete with Peacemaker spam or Exalted Blade spam, or trying to get headshots when a Speed Nova has just molecular primed and everything is charging down your throat. But sniper rifles being used in a clan-made squad or a squad with friends who have a designated strategy will know that the sniper has one job, and that is to hunt down and kill heavies and Xmas enemies as fast as possible. He is the hunter, and he has to forget about killing the small, lightly armoured enemies because Warframe abilities and weapons being used by the other 3 squad members can deal with those guys very quickly. Look for the heavies, zoom in so you can see the white of their eyes and blow the fuckers' heads off. And of course in random public matches it is a lot harder to go with that strategy because, like I said, you've got all the spam to deal with, not to mention explosive spam as well, and everyone is just trying to run around and get as much kills as possible and leave after so many waves because it is a random public match. Now I will admit that I'm not much of a sniper user, it isn't my kind of playstyle, but I know the guys that do use them the whole time are absolutely incredible, and I'm not sure how effective sniper rifles are at really high endless missions because, like I said, I don't use them that often. I know Banshee users will of course love using weapons like the Lonka, like the Vectis and the Vectis Prime, and of course bows for those crazy sonar numbers. So there is one mod at the minute that's making a difference between the Vectis and the Vectis Prime, and depending on whether or not you have Prime Chamber, the Vectis Prime will either be a buff or a nerf in the eyes of some. If you have Prime Chamber, then chances are you're looking at the Vectis Prime as being a bit of a nerf from the original, unless that is you're prepared to reload after every shot, because the Vectis Prime now has 2 rounds in the magazine, so the second round won't gain the bonus damage from Prime Chamber, whereas the original Vectis will get that bonus damage with every shot. And of course, on the other hand, if you don't have Prime Chamber, then the Vectis Prime is probably a minor buff for you. Stat wise, there isn't a whole lot of difference between the Prime and the original. The Prime's base damage is 275, which is 50 up from the original Vectis, most of which this damage is puncture and impact, but it has got a reduction to slash damage from the original Vectis. It has got the same crit chance of 25%, the same status chance of 30%, its fire rate is the same, its reload speed is the same, but the Prime comes with an extra dash polarity. So once again, if you have Prime Chamber, then the original might be your best option, whereas if you don't, then the Vectis Prime is the one for you to aim for. Now with regards modding the Vectis Prime, I'm not using Charged Chamber and I don't own Prime Chamber. So for all of my builds I'm running with a Max Duration, Split Chamber, Vital Sense, Point Strike and Shred. You can switch out the Shred for Heavy Caliber, Piercing Caliber, Prime Fast Hands, or whatever mod you prefer, even increase your critical chance if you want, or even stick in Charged Chamber. Now for Infested and Void I'm using Stormbringer and Infected Clip for Corrosive and Hellfire to burn the fuckers. You can of course switch out to Corrosive for Viral if you're running Corrosive projections in the Void. For Grenier I'm running with Stormbringer and Hellfire for Radiation and Infected Clip for toxin damage to all those lancers and butchers and all of those little light enemies, and for Corpus I'm running with magnetic and toxin with cryo rounds and Stormbringer and Infected Clip. Now the Vectis Prime is a decent weapon, but it is a bit of a niche weapon and it's really not much better than the original, and which you choose to run with is entirely up to you. It's crazy to think that one mod can have such an impact on a particular weapon. If you have Prime Chamber, then you are one lucky fucker. I missed that event because I decided to go on the beer with a load of friends and my hangover lasted for about a week. So nothing really good came out of that weekend for me, so yay for that. Now let me know what you guys think of the Vectis Prime. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more Warframe, and as always, thanks very much for watching.